Hi, I'm Dr. A.B. Mendelsohn. Gender-affirming surgery is so much more than just a medical procedure. It's a result of personal journey, resilience, and transformation. We would like to learn directly from gender-diverse individuals as they share their experiences, challenges, and hopes. As such, we present their voices. In this episode, we discuss significant mental health challenges. As if you feel that you are suffering from this, please make sure to reach out and get the support that's needed. So many different resources are available. Hopefully, friends and family are important to start, your medical care providers, as well as important institutions like the TREVOR Project, which is available in the information below. Welcome to episode 3 of Their Voices. Today we welcome in Cora, who's going to talk to us about her journey and specifically about her journey with her voice. So, Cora, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm more than happy to be a part of this. It just makes me so happy.
Well, you make me happy. We've known each other for a while now. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your openness. This is a truly great gift, and let's just jump right in.
Okay.
Hi, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name's Cora. I was born in Pasadena. I'm 23 years old. I ran out of stuff to say.
That's it. That's perfect.
That's it, right?
SoCal.
That's the whole
SoCal
thing.
represent.
That's
I
the
love
whole
it.
thing,
I'm a
right?
SoCal boy. That's it. That's perfect. As we're going to be focusing the theme of gender health, both your own journey as well as hopefully as it relates to the larger community, can you maybe start us off and tell us how you first started to realize that your gender was not aligning with what others expected?
I would say that I've always kind of had some level of dysphoria. Like I kind of, ever since like middle school even, it was kind of a feeling that I couldn't describe exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I just felt off always. Like I didn't feel like I fit in with other guys around me. But I couldn't have ever had described it, and I would have been too shy and too embarrassed to mention it. So I really kind of just lived with that feeling through middle school and through high school, and it kind of got stronger and stronger. And eventually it was something that I couldn't really once I was in college, it was something I couldn't really ignore anymore. Like it kind of all came out at once. Like I was realizing that no matter what I did, I wasn't happy. Like everything I tried, I just couldn't find that happiness I feel like I should have. And it was like, why? I started questioning myself, like, why can't I feel happy? And then I kind of started to look deeper into myself, and it kind of hit me at some point. Like it was kind of more of a breakdown than like a slow, it was like I was hiding myself for a while unknowingly. And then I kind of broke down at some point, and it was like, I would rather die than continue pretending to be a man.
Right. So much. It's so powerful. Many of us who are so close to people in the gender diverse community, we try our best to understand. But I mean, what you just said was so powerful. I feel like we could spend hours. And thank you so much for opening up. That was amazing. When you think about that journey, I've heard so many of the others describe so many misconceptions about that journey, which is so common that we hear within the community. What are some of the misconceptions that you've kind of experienced or heard regarding your own journey?
I think a lot of people just don't get it. They just don't quite understand because they wouldn't be able to necessarily. A lot of people think it's a choice, or they think it's something that's a variable when really it's a constant. Like it's I think people don't understand the severity of it really. Like it can be anything from very mild to full on debilitating or drive someone to be suicidal. Like, so I feel like people don't take the severity seriously of it.
So true. I've encountered that as well. I absolutely hear what you're saying. The misconception that I hear all the time, which relates to your journey, is the cause and effect, which is, um, you're unhappy, therefore, as opposed to the
I'm unhappy.
source of the
I'm unhappy
unhappiness.
because of,
Exactly.
yeah.
And so they get it completely twisted. It's so sad that we continue have to explain something so basic, so that there can be accepting and understanding, and hopefully a little bit this is what that's going to. But um, let's talk specifically what you brought up, which is how much this integrates within your own mental health and your well-being.
I would say it has definitely played a large role. I've been largely depressed since I was like in middle school
Yes.
for one reason or another. It's been other reasons too, but I feel like this was a big part of it. Um, I would say the only time that it really got better was after I started transitioning. Like that was like I kind of broke down, and after that when I kind of started to realize like what I am, I it was only after I started like trying HRT and starting to go down the road of surgery, and like when I started to heal and I like started to watch my body change in certain ways that really made me happy inside. Like I started to like one of the milestones that really was amazing was there was about 6 months into HRT. I looked in the mirror one day and I feel like I finally like saw myself like actually like I didn't feel like I was looking at someone else,
Yes.
which was amazing. It was breathtaking, and not in like a self-centered way. Just it was just amazing to even like see that I'm real.
There's something inside, when something fits,
Yeah,
when something makes sense. And what you're saying is like, if you can describe it, it's almost not as visceral, like internal. It defies words. And I think that you are sharing that to the greatest extent. That's exactly right. Your own journey, as you're saying, was marred by severe depression, which thankfully, along with understanding who you are and coming to that wonderful understanding, been able to work through that. So through this process, apart from really providing yourself with the care that you absolutely deserved and required, what were some of the other sources of strength for yourself?
I would say that when I was really still pretty down about the whole thing and just kind of figuring out like what this really means and what this means for my life. Some of the things that gave me some strength were like just wearing affirming clothes and makeup and just putting myself in spaces where I felt the most feminine that I could at that time. Um, my mom was a big source of strength. She really she wasn't working at the time, so she was around a lot more, and she was kind of able to I was crying a lot. I was really not doing good, but she was wonderful. She helped me out a whole bunch.
Okay. I always, it's hard for me not to get too emotional. I'm trying to, we'll keep it, so we'll keep the conversation going. But I know when I have a chance to meet a new gender-affirming patient, it's pretty rare that they come in with a family member. And typically that family member is one, I would say, degree of separation, an aunt and uncle, a cousin, etc. When I get to hear that you have someone like your mother understanding who you are and supporting, I mean, it's amazing. It's so amazing.
I feel lucky to have that. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people that aren't that lucky, and
Right.
I'm lucky. I'm just lucky to have it.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, and it's amazing. But when we think about, kind of who we're trying to tell this story to, obviously there are so many individuals I think are going to hear what you have been through and say, yeah, that's me, and that's beautiful. But I also think there's hopefully a larger piece of society that also, and so what do you kind of, I guess, hope that maybe the larger society might take from your story and your journey?
Mostly, I I want people to know that there is a path that can make you happier than you've been, for sure. Um, I want people to know that there's hope. That in all this doom and gloom, that there's things that you can do that can help you.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Okay. Amazing. I may have said it a few times, but I think you're awesome. I think you're really cool. And
All right.
it's just very impressive. I'm just very impressed. Okay. So as we kind of move from your kind of how you got here, let's talk about some of the specifics about how you've kind of managed to navigate a very complex and very confusing process. So it all starts with, okay, I need to look into this. I need to find an expert or two or more who can really help guide me on this. So how did you even start looking for providers in this field?
Well, so at first I was looking mainly at tracheal shave. So I found this video from Trans Voice Lessons, and she was describing a lot of like different doctors, and you were one of the doctors on there. And I noticed that like she had a lot of graphs and different information about like the success rates and how people are satisfied with it, and I noticed that like yours didn't note any like complications or real like it seemed to be like the least risky.
Yes.
And I love the idea of not having a scar. That's amazing. So it was really intriguing. And then when I kind of got to like when I did more research and I looked more into your videos and kind of learned who you are more and just about your practice and what you're doing, and just your general vibe, I knew like you were the right person. And then when I met you, I was like, oh wow, you're the same as you are online. You're like the same person.
It's weird. Yeah. Like we talk about it's like, okay, so you're just there.
I'd say you were the obvious choice for the surgery. I would say that it was a nightmare to get there. Like
Tell me more about that.
like the having to navigate insurance and having to find like, because it's not so easy. You have to like first you have to find a doctor that's in network, and then they have to refer you to your practice, and then I have to go visit you, and then it has to get approved back and forth, and it's a whole gatekeeping process.
It really is, and it's probably going to get worse before it gets better, is my guess.
Unfortunately,
If I had to predict the next few years. But what you're saying is you can do it. You've done it. But hopefully also there's good information along the way to kind of help guide and navigate a torturous course. To learn more about our gender-affirming surgical services, please visit our website at www.gender-affirmingcarecenter.com. When we discuss tracheal shave, one of the things that I'm like trying to scream from the rooftops is tracheal shave for some reason is always lumped into facial feminization surgery, FFS. Like we're doing facial reconstruction appropriately, so let's go ahead and do an Adam's apple reduction, thinking somehow that's part of the face, and that's been one of my like, don't do it, right? The Adam's apple is part of the voice box. You want a voice box surgeon, so I love it that was the kind of path that it took, that I got to meet you. So I love that. But then we also had a chance to talk about maybe some needs in terms of your voice as well.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like in the before years when I wasn't very clear on like who I really was, and I just kind of had weird feelings. Some of the strongest dysphoria I had was about my Adam's apple and my facial hair and my lower voice. It was just things I couldn't walk away from, that I just felt really trapped.
Absolutely.
like I looked in the mirror and I just didn't see myself for years, and I just it it's a great service.
Um, the same way that when things are off, whether you're, I guess, expected to wear clothes that don't match you, whether you're expected to have your hair in a way that doesn't match you, um, all of these things are external, and certainly your body contours as well. They have to match you. But the voice, that internal aspect of of yourself, also it needs to match. It needs to line up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so when we're thinking about, okay, we're identifying there's some needs. You've somehow been able to navigate this medical authorization process to making sure that you're getting the medical care that is on appropriately healthcare coverage. So we're here. We start thinking about, okay, so maybe instead of lumping an Adam's apple surgery or tracheal shave surgery with facial feminization surgery, maybe we can start thinking about combining tracheal shave surgery with vocal fem surgery and vocal feminization surgery. And that's really, I think, a fantastic opportunity.
No, it really is. The idea of being able to do it kind of more of as a one and done, and like the idea of going under is still it's scary to me, and it's like I didn't want to be doing all these surgeries and having to keep going under. It's just like I don't know. It's an odd thing. So it's great to be able to just do it once and just be like,
Yeah, absolutely. Each time you're going under anesthesia, it's the most vulnerable that a person can be. I mean, you're like, do what you're gonna do, and it's really an unnerving feeling.
yeah,
The downtime, the prep, the recovery, all of it. The fewer times, the better. And like I say, probably too many times, you're too healthy to be in a doctor's office. You don't want to be honestly going back like,
yeah.
I'm good. And if we can kind of streamline that process, then it's a wonderful opportunity. Um, um, Before we kind of get into maybe some of the specifics about the voice and the surgery, if you could tweak one aspect, and I think I already kind of know what you might say, but if you can tweak one aspect of that process, kind of getting from, okay, I need to see someone to actually being seen, where would you like kind of love to throw an improvement in there?
I would say that everything from when I started talking to Samantha, the surgery coordinator, to actually like the surgery day and recovery, I would say all of that was wonderful and a very easy process. And you guys made it very streamlined. It was very like one after another. I would say everything before that was very hard to
Yes.
navigate. Just trying to find doctors that were in network that are in your same practice and like in your same network, I should say. So making the process less gatekeepy and a lot easier to like less, maybe lighter on the approvals and the surgery notes and the everything.
Yes.
It shouldn't be so hard.
Agreed. We try to avail ourselves to being open and available to communicate as much as we can, even for patients who are not our patients. Hey, here's what you might need to do to eventually get through that process. But even that is a small drop in the bucket to exactly what you're saying. It's just got to be, hey, I have reflux. I want to see a GI doctor.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be that torturous of a
I mean,
process.
there's like no regret rate. It's like people regret their hip surgery way more than any gender affirming surgery.
Absolutely. You're hearing about anybody undergoing a back surgery, for instance. They've done it like 3 times and they're still like,
Yeah.
and you're just like, wait, and they can just keep doing that. And there's so many barriers in this aspect. So yeah, we can get like real.
That's another part of misunderstandings is people thinking that you don't know who you are.
Yes. I have a very difficult time, although again, to achieve insurance authorization, in the most part requires letters of support. And that letter of support basically requires you to say, no, this is actually happening. So I need someone else to document the fact that I need to believe you. The whole process is a little bit out there, to say the least. It is tough. It is really tough. Most importantly, on you.
It's a lot of paperwork, a lot of back and forth, a lot of it's a mess. It's a mess right now. It shouldn't be this way.
Okay, we're gonna move to let's move to positive.
Okay.
Because we can spend hours there.
Yeah,
we can spend hours everywhere. But you're obviously, everything about you screams exactly who you are, and I love it, and it's incredible. Your neck, your face, your hair, everything. But for me, what really geeks me out is your voice. I mean, your voice is it's just amazing. So before we get into kind of what your experience was pre and immediately afterwards, maybe we could take a second to listen to your voice before we had an opportunity to address it surgically.
Okay.
When the sunlight strikes raindrops in the air, they act as a prism and form a rainbow. The rainbow is a division of white light into many beautiful colors. These take the shape of a long round arch with its path high above and its two ends apparently up beyond the horizon.
Okay, so what that voice is completely incongruent. It measured at an average frequency of approximately 108 hertz. That is well within what society would define as a masculine ranged voice. And you are now somewhere in the low 200s. It's phenomenal. Anyone who could try to misgender you based on your voice or based on anything for that matter would be just making things up. I mean, there's just no basis in the physical world.
Yeah, I had a huge problem going past the 150 hertz range. I just could not, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get past it unless I was really straining. It was just impossible. I would always be sirred on the phone when in drive-thrus, anywhere in public. I would, and to go from that to being properly gendered is amazing. I don't even think about it on a daily basis anymore. Like I feel like when I used to go out in the world, everywhere I'd go, I would be thinking about being trans or thinking about my voice or do I pass this and that, and then now it's not even something I think about on a daily basis. I can kind of just live my life, and
You get to be a normal person? That's so weird.
I know.
Oh, whoa, what's going on here? This is crazy. Yeah, I love it. It's wild. You were working with an instrument that completely was not you, right? So there's things that can be done through voice therapy, and those things are important. And in certain individuals, they're critical, meaning they don't need surgery. It's not applicable to them. But there are some people, yourself, which your instrument is just has to be realigned.
No matter how much vocal training I did, I could sound more feminine and light, but I just could never quite get the pitch up.
Yeah.
So it was a huge help.
Yeah.
I
love it.
No, it changed my life. Both these surgeries, I'm so happy to be here to do this with you because it changed my daily life. Like I just don't think about it on a daily basis anymore. Like I want other people to know how amazing it is.
I'm gonna be okay. We do the surgery, and then I ask you, Cora, please, no talking for 2 weeks. Take us to 2 weeks, and then what happens after 2 weeks?
Right at 2 weeks. You mean like the first time I got to speak again, or?
Sure. I'd love to hear about that.
It was like another one of those life-changing moments where I couldn't, I visited the voice practitioner, and I couldn't. That was the first time I had used my voice in a while. I mean, I tried to, but I couldn't because of the Botox.
Yeah.
Um, but it didn't. It was something I was so not used to at all. Like it was like it was like I was hearing a different person, but not like in an incongruent way. It was like, wow, this actually fits. Like this actually, this is wildly different than how I used to sound.
Yeah. I've heard that even after some major surgical procedures, that this emotionally could be just as profound, if not more profound, in terms of kind of sense of self and kind of the transformation.
It was definitely like there was definitely, for the first few days, there was definitely a level of, like when someone like loses a leg and they have like a phantom leg thing it's like that. I've never heard my old voice my entire life. So it's like, I'm so used to hearing that. So when I speak and I hear this other voice, it's like such a profound, like weird experience. Mm-hmm. And then you get used to it, and then it just becomes your normal.
Just your voice. That's exactly. It's so cool. It's so cool. Some people come in and they want to know, well, what am I going to sound like? Right? I'm here. Tell me where I'm going to land, or or like ready to order. Like I want to sound like this person. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. So what I like to say is, you're going to sound like you. You're going to sound like the way that you're supposed to sound. I don't know how you're supposed to sound. You know how you're supposed to sound. And I think what you're describing kind of is along that lines.
It definitely, it's me, but in a feminine tone.
Right. Which is
Perfect.
who you are.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Let's think about what was, if you could go back to just before surgery and tell pre-op Cora just something, pearl, wisdom, advice, anything that you would like to tell her?
It's going to be okay. And your outlook on life is going to dramatically change.
I love it. Oh my God. You're awesome. So cool. Okay, let's lighten up a little bit. Okay. This is a question we like to ask on our little episodes, and that is, what does trans joy look like to you?
Trans joy is a mystical thing because it's really the joy of the lack of gender dysphoria. Like I look at it like it's when you look in the mirror and you just see yourself. You know, when you talk and you hear yourself, you wake up and go to sleep and do the laundry and drive, and you're just who you are. You go out in the world and people recognize you for who you are. I would say it's the lack of feeling dysphoria. And you just normal. Just feel normal.
Just be.
Yeah, just be.
I love it. Okay. If you could describe your transition journey in a song, a movie, a book title, what would that production be?
That's a hard question.
Is that crazy? Have fun with it.
I guess like Rocky.
Nice. Nice. I love it. Dun-dun-dun. I like it. That's good. Yes. Okay. Let's we're gonna kind of round it up and come in for our big ending, and which is really kind of to hopefully provide your guidance and your teaching, your experience now, which is so amazing, to maybe those out there that really are in need. What maybe some of the messages that you would like to give out there to those who are going to watch this?
I'd like to say that there is hope, even though things are really dark right now. There is a path to you feeling comfortable in your own body. There's a bunch of different how do I say this? I lost my train of thought.
What we're going to do is say, if we could help guide the next generation of gender diverse community, and we want to see that integral, there's so many important changes that need to occur, right? I mean, almost unending. When you think about the community as a whole, where would you like to see that community go, and as we head on to the future?
I'd like to see the community become a normal part of society. I don't want trans people to be looked at any differently than anyone else. I don't want it to be put in a group or discriminated against or feeling like an other. Like I want cis and trans people to just be.
I think that is the theme throughout. It's really where we started our conversation, where you weren't able to just be a human being. And you, through a long process and through support, are able to discover that. And we've been so lucky to be a small part of that journey with you. And here we are, all getting to hear your amazing process. I would like to thank you for being so honest and open, willing to come on camera and microphones, and this is not an easy thing to do.
No, I'm more than happy to. It's it's not so much about me. I just want people to know that this is a life-changing surgery, and I didn't regret it for 1 second. It was the best decision I ever made.
Well, I'm certainly happy that I got to be here with you. So thank you so much, Cora.
Sure.
Okay. That's it. That's it. You did it.
Hey.
Thank you.
That would make me cry.
Really?
Yeah. You're a very normal person, because you certainly are like kind of you don't give enough weight to your own experiences and what you've been through and who you are. You're really incredible. This is not just like, oh, you're amazing. Like, no, you're amazing. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're really amazing. It's awesome. So we're big fans. Look at all